I'm back. I'm on my phone now. Hopefully the phone will play good with us. The other computer just flaked out. So let's try this part 2 of our UBS Live and obviously unlocking the power of systems we're talking about this morning. Okay, moving to a different part of the house as the computer says. I'm just gonna go somewhere where there is more light on in here. All right, we'll try my lounge room. Okay, so we are talking about unlocking the power of systems to save more time and increase your revenue in your business. And we've got interrupted just before. Let me find the spot to sit here. Okay, I'm back. I'm away from my office. Don't know if there's some gremlins over there, techie gremlins. Back to where I was. I was just trying to think where I was. So I brought out the licensing. Okay. So all of that was well and good, and with Ultimate 48 Author, we have kept refining and finding better ways of doing things. I mean, just the last 7 or 8 months, I realized when you're repeating yourself so much, time and time again, that is your signal that you should write a system for it. And so what I noticed in my 2-hour sessions that I do with my authors prior to their retreats, where we unpack their book, we then unpack their chapters and all that sort of stuff. I was a lot of logistical things I kept repeating quite a lot, and I realized, you know what? Let me just sit down and just type up, almost as if I'm speaking to a person, what sort of stuff I say and what instructions I give them throughout that 2-hour call. And at the end of it, I had a 19-page mini manual. And I did it in an afternoon, like in 2 or 3 hours, because I just know it so much off by heart that I just kept typing it. And now it's up to 22 pages because I've added some extra things that I thought would be valuable. But what that did is turn the time, the 2 hours that I had with the authors, a lot. We were able to win an extra half an hour to focus on more important conversations over logistical conversations. And even sometimes to a point where we're kind of done with the session in an hour and a half. We don't even need the full 2 hours because they've already pre-read prior to that 2-hour session what they need to be doing. So it made everything a lot more streamlined, and it gave people a place of reference. Yeah, Kitty, and you didn't get that because back when you were doing your retreat, we didn't even that didn't exist. But it does exist now, and also other things that we've started bringing in more. And I guess I've been blessed in a way with when I met Mustafa. Mustafa is a highly detailed person from Dubai, so he taught me a lot of different things, in terms of kind of really dumbing everything down to the point and explaining to people exactly what was going to happen step by step and all that sort of stuff. So that, I've learned a lot of things because of that journey as well. I thought I was well organized and systemized, and then he took things also with me to another level. Which is really good because, of course, you're crossing off any, you end up having answer to any question. I can put it in Dropbox, Kitty, that I'll put the PDF version of what it is. But it really is just everything you would have gone through with me verbally, but documented as well, which is, high value as well in terms of passing it on to, clients who are about to sit down for their 2 hours. They kind of know exactly what's going to happen, and there's, there's good preparation. So it took me 5 years, you guys, to get a virtual assistant. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about today, because systems are amazing, and they're amazing because you can then outsource them. You can outsource them to people who are going to help you, implement and execute them so that you can focus on, higher quality activities, if you like, that are going to further grow your business and create change on a massive scale. So I waited way too long to get a virtual assistant. It took me, as I said, it took me 5 years. We've now had our current virtual assistant over 2 years. And she, my whole excuse around it was, well, first of all, Stuart was part of the business from 5 years ago. So in a way, he took over the virtual assistant role for me in those, 3 years, the first 3 years he was in, and plus he was doing other activities. But we know that Stuart's skill set is better utilized in, again, higher quality activities, which are things like managing our Facebook advertising, areas where you've got to manage, the revenue that you are reinvesting into the business. And so my whole excuse over the years, and I hope you're going to avoid this one, was that, when I write some systems that are for the virtual assistant, then I'll hire one. And I kept saying that and saying that and saying that. And that's not really the mindset to have when you're hiring one, because generally too many people wait too long to write stuff before they hire someone to outsource to. So how I tricked myself into doing and hiring a virtual assistant was I gave myself a date by which I wanted to have someone start with me. And that was the start of 2 years ago, about 17th of January 2 years ago. She's been with us just a bit over 2 years. And Francesca, who you guys know as my sister from another mother, she had a lot of experience in hiring and having virtual assistants. And she actually was the one that originally ended up interviewing mine and said, look, Nat, sis, if you want her, have a chat to her and you could have her. She doesn't have any experience, but sometimes it's better for them not to have any experience, and you train them up exactly the way you want to, and they're kind of working under your way, not in a different way they've learned from somewhere else, and bringing that into the business. So there's positives and negatives into having someone who doesn't have experience. And I certainly interviewed her. It was the day I said I was going to get one, and literally within half an hour she was hired. Now, at that stage, I had only had written one particular system that I could outsource to a virtual assistant. But this particular system was going to keep her very, very busy because I had a backlog of over 800 names and email addresses and mobile numbers that I had not entered into my database, because there were people who attended webinars, people that I met in different places. I had all the lists. I had not imported them into my database. And so what happened was I sort of gave that job to her, and that kept her busy for a couple of weeks. However, in the meantime, because I knew I was paying for that virtual assistant, I certainly got on, I wasn't delaying anymore. I wasn't procrastinating anymore. I wrote and wrote and wrote stuff that she can then take off my hands and obviously implement. Nowadays, our full logistics for events and, pre-events, post-events, all of the bits and pieces that go into very detailed logistical sequence of stuff happen, through her. She works full-time for us, and we can focus on the higher leveraging activities that obviously create increase in revenue over, just being bogged down by admin work, of sending emails that are the same thing over and over and over again. Even to the point, like often on Facebook, or people will email me about something, like I've written kind of templates for everything, so I can just cut and paste and not take like ages to respond and think about how I will respond. So, so all sorts of things that you continuously see that are being asked of you. So it's really, really good to have like a frequently asked questions document where you can cut and paste, your answers into people for their messages, and, what's the things that are always popping up that people are asking of you about your business, or perhaps challenges that they encounter. One of the most annoying things that happens of late, because we sell our half-day tickets through our ClickFunnels system, and the ClickFunnels system sends out an automated email when someone books, like, thank you for booking, here's all the details for your event, we look forward to meeting you there, blah, 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 blah. It's like a confirmation email. Well, it's in every 20 tickets purchased, the person at the other end didn't receive that automated email, and sometimes it goes into junk or spam. And we certainly then let them know of the logistics with 10 days to go, 3 days to go, 24 hours to go, SMS, 3 days to go. Again, there's just so many little reminders that we send to our event participants. So many times I would sit there and go, okay, hey, I can see that you've booked through us, because they email us and they go, I didn't get the confirmation email. I just want to make sure everything's gone through and da da da. And I go, okay, I can see you've booked with us. You are on the booking list. Please check your junk or spam. But if you can't find also an email there, just know that this is this, and please lock in this date and time in your planner. So that kind of thing was popping up. Oh my God, every, once a week, let's say, someone wouldn't get something like that. And that's what sometimes happens in systems and with email accounts and all that kind of stuff. So, I just put that as a template in my notes of my phone. And if I ever get a message like that, I just basically cut and paste and let them know. Of course, I check if they've booked and all that sort of stuff. So all of those repetitive tasks, and certainly I would, if I would do it all over again, I would probably invest into a virtual assistant, into my second, third year of my business. I mean, once you're being taken away so the way I bypassed it and I was still able to complete my revenue generating activities was that I never did any admin work in peak times. That's what I see a lot of people do, is they'll lock themselves in their house in peak times, like right now on Monday 9 to 5. They're doing, like, they could be doing, bookkeeping or other things. So I always left all my admin follow-up stuff, answering emails, those kind of things that are not revenue generating activities in off-peak times, when you wouldn't be talking to people, when you wouldn't be, out there networking and doing events or whatever it is, attending events and things like that. So that's how I bypassed it. But certainly, if I had my time again, I would hire a virtual assistant a lot sooner, because they do free up so much of your time to be able to further grow your business. Yes, it's scary as shit, it's like, oh my God, how am I going to pay someone regularly? And I know there is opportunities out there where you can have, like my virtual assistant, we started off, even nowadays, it can be a little bit ad hoc. Most of the time she is working 30 to 40 hours a week, sometimes 45 if we're in a really busy period, 45, 50. But other times, she might only do 25 hours when it's sort of non-event season. I love the idea of hour of power on Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday nights, I love setting up my week on Sunday nights. I can get a lot done in an hour, and feel like I'm on track for the rest of the week. So look, as much as you think that it's annoying and tedious writing systems, it is really, really a way to win back your time, to feel much better organized. With my virtual assistant and my husband, Stuart, we use Asana, which is a project management type of platform. We are still on the free version of that. There is a free version you can use, and that takes care of all of our logistics around events, reminders, and for me to not have to micromanage my the people. Like, I know if something's done or hasn't been done, I don't need to keep asking them through Messenger, oh, have you done this? Have you done that? And keep following up in that way. So it's really, really good to, if you, even for yourself, if you set up Asana, if you're still on your own, it's asana.com. If you just set it up and put all of your tasks that you need to be doing, that way you get all of your reminders and you don't ever have to worry that you forget stuff. Of course, as you're getting more people on your team, that's a great way to ask them to do complete tasks, but know when they're completed, because they'll tick stuff off and you'll get notified. You used Asana for your book launch last August. It worked a treat. Yeah, and keep using it, Kitty, because you are now getting into doing quite a lot of events, and I have little templates that I have set up in Asana, and within those templates, because we repetitively do our half-day workshop 40 times a year. We repetitively do our retreat, now for the 20th time. Our group book launch is a repetition. Our masterclass is a repetition. So all of the things, when we onboard a new client or a new author, that's repetitive systems that need to be executed. And so I have got little templates, and then I just copy those templates and rename name them appropriate to the author or to the event and all that sort of stuff. And we don't have to always be populating projects, if you like. My VA basically populates the dates within those projects because they're obviously relevant to whatever date that event's running or when things need to be completed, but everything else is assigned already to the correct person and assigned, and the whole list of tasks for that particular event or author or masterclass or retreat is already on there. So it's really good, and once it's finished, you delete the project, you can get on to the next one. Based on your lists in the diary. Yeah, exactly. It's everything that you've read through what I've shared in my Bums on Seats book and what I've shared in my diary and other things that you've sort of observed me do. That's all just like, a dot point in terms of what are the things they need to, I need to do to make sure that this event's run professionally and everyone is taken care of and all that sort of stuff. So, wow, guys, I trust all of that's been valuable. I mean, I know it was, we got interrupted halfway through the broadcast. If you didn't watch the first part, go back. The first 10 or 12 minutes is on another video because I had to cut the whole broadcast and restart again. But I'm super excited to be heading out to Hobart tomorrow. My gorgeous author Heidi is hosting me at her meetup there, the Entrepreneur's Lifestyle Huddle. And then the following morning, I'm doing my half-day workshop, and Irene and Heidi are both crewing for me. So it's been, it's going to be a little whirlwind of a 24-hour trip out there, and then come back and get ready for my 16 authors who are about to write their books this coming weekend in Hepburn Springs. That's also another logistical system that now we've done so many times over and over that yes, it requires a lot of effort to do retreats, but when you have all the systems in place, it literally takes me an hour to get ready for a retreat nowadays versus in the past. Yes, Rachio, I am coming on the Gold Coast very soon. I think it is definitely in March. Oh yeah, I know. Gold Coast is 21st of March. I'll be doing there a half-day workshop, 9 till 1 at the Mantra in Northbourne. So yeah, I'll enjoy all of that. Have an awesome day, guys. I'm having my last comedy coaching session this morning with my coach Marie. I did perform my segment at the last masterclass, which was successful for the very first time performing comedy. So let's see how we go at the convention and in New Zealand with the real, when it's really meant to happen. Really excited. I'll see you guys again back here, same time, same place next Monday. If there are any requests of topics or things you'd like me to cover off, I would be more than delighted to bring something to you, and then the following week we'll be off because I'll be in New Zealand at that particular convention. So we've got next week, then we've got a week break. So have a wonderful week, and I will see you. Follow the retreat this weekend. Yes, we'll be sharing lots of insider views and snippets of what's happening with this retreat, which theme is freedom. All right, guys, have an awesome week and smash it out. Bye.